Is bodily autonomy going to help fix the country? Ow. Perhaps you have too zoomed out a view of what will fix this country. Do you think it's all just economic policy? In which case, fine. I'm pretty sure that a shortage of doctors and hospitals closing is not good economic policy. I'm pretty sure that trying to go after Planned Parenthood for preventative care is actually not good economic policy either. If you don't get preventative care and then a whole bunch of your population has undetected cancer, or they don't have access to birth control, which is also medicine, or they keep watching men go to the Supreme Court to block our access to medicine when they're actually asking if EMTALA applies in states with abortion bans, which is the law that states you have to give life-saving treatment to someone who shows up dying to your emergency room, and if that treatment that will save their lives is an abortion, they would rather you just bleed out and die. Not allowing people to decide what happens to their own bodies also leads to our abysmal infant mortality rate and our disgusting maternal mortality rate, particularly among Black women. Or does that not count as something broken enough in this country to fix for you? VP Harris has long been touring the country listening to these stories and talking about these things. Do I think it's the only policy that's going to fix this? No! We have billions of dollars and we're sending it to kill a bunch of people instead of getting our people off the street and feeding them. But every single time reproductive freedom is on the ballot, it wins. So the states that are working overtime to block it from getting on the ballot should be disturbing to you. Do you see how that kind of greases the wheels for a bunch of shit that we don't want? That your elected representatives are spending the majority of their time trying to make it legal to track our menstrual cycles, forcing people to go out of state for medical care, suing for the right to discriminate against LGBTQIA people, blocking your access to birth control. Did you know that Trump has created an entire committee for protecting doctors and healthcare providers from religious persecution if they don't want to give healthcare to an LGBTQIA person? And people seeking abortions? Do you understand how these things are inextricably linked? Do you get how this affects family planning? That you don't get to decide if and when you want a family. We've seen it go after IVF. This also affects things like maternity and paternity leave, providing care for the children you do have or want to have. States trying to stop you from making decisions about your own body is a fucking problem in this country. Do you want to live in that country? If you come back to me with "if you don't like it, leave," which also completely ignores everyone's financial situation and the freedom they have to travel from state to state or out of the country, or if you tell me that they should have kept their legs closed when I am talking about survivors of incest and literal children, I'm going to ask that you launch yourself into the sun. If you do not understand how something like this helps to fix our country, then I'm pretty sure you don't know why it's broken in the first place. I'm gonna bet you have a lot more people in your life directly affected by the issue of bodily autonomy than you do the issue of immigration, or than you do billionaires who are going to benefit from Trump's tax policies. And I'm not saying it's the only issue. There are plenty of things we have to work on, but this is kind of a big one, no?